In this video, we will look at how we can reduce some code by putting in a method. And we do that to achieve better code quality. We'll also be passing scanner as an argument, so you can have a look at how we can do this. Now, this program is building on the program we wrote in Java 45, which we also updated in 1.1.12 and 1.1.13. So let's scroll down to see which code we find is found in many places. So we found this block of code is pretty much repeating again here. The only difference is instead of first here, we say second. And if we scroll slightly down, we also find this code again is the same code being repeated. So now at least 3 times. So let's work on putting one copy of this in one method, and then we call it 3 times. So I'm going to cut this code and I'm going to scroll slightly down, and right before this method, I'm going to create another method called public static string, and I'm going to call this get valid input, and we'll worry about what we need to pass in. So we need to return something, so we'll return, let's have a look at what we're returning. Let me just first paste the code that I've copied. So the first thing is, let's start fixing all the errors. Now the first thing is the string value is user entry is not declared, so let's declare it and let's return it. Now, the second thing we find is that this message is a bit specific. It's saying first number. So we want to actually be passing in a different message every time, because I could be saying first number, second number, whatsoever. So that's going to change into message, just a variable. And let's make this one more generic. So here we can say entry cannot contain characters or be empty. And let's put a colon. The other thing is this this variable input is now been identified, and this is the scanner. So we're passing in. If you wanted to know how to pass the scanner, you basically just declare it as the type scanner, and you pass in the variable. But we still have the scanner declared in the main, but we're passing it in as an argument, and that's what we mean by our title. How we can pass the scanner as an argument. Now, when we come back up, we can get rid of this one because now it's a local variable in our method. So this value is really returned, is the final result that's coming in from that method. So now we can just call get valid, whatever we called our method. And here we'll be passing in the message. Now the message would be whatever we want to custom message, customize the message. So enter first number, and the second variable would be that scanner variable. So that'll be our input. So that's pretty much it. Let's now get rid of all the duplicated code, because now we only need to got a problem there. So that part is just a string. Okay, and 2 brackets. So let's call this here. The only change we do is second. That's pretty much it. Now let's scroll a bit down and get rid of this part here. So this string is no longer needed. We could keep this as passed int. It doesn't matter because this is going to return a string. And that's the nice thing about having this return a string, is then you can pass it into whatever you want, into a double, into an integer. And now we customize our message. So this is only for this block here. We change our message to enter your choice. So let's run this and see that it actually still works as we expect. So if we're putting an empty string, it doesn't work. But if we put characters, it doesn't work. If we put characters with numbers, it doesn't work. Now, if I say 3, it works. One thing we noticed is when in the previous video, we actually wrote that line for debugging purposes, we can get rid of it. So now let's try this again. So if I put in a second number, same validation, and the message is customized as well. So here it says enter second number. Now that enter your choice is also coming in from the message that we passed here, that enter your choice. So again, it works pretty much the same. If I put an empty string, if I put a string with characters, a string with any number of numbers as well, it doesn't work. But then if I say, for example, multiply, it's multiplying that value, the two values that we've entered, which was 34 and 3. And so, yep, that's pretty much it for this video. That's what I wanted to do. So in the end, we reduced code duplication using methods. And why did we do that? For better code quality. I've actually got a comment here that speaks about why we want to reduce the code, and I just want to put it in here. When we reduce code duplication, it makes our code, one, easier to understand because we don't have to repeat the same instructions multiple times. And two, it's quicker to update or fix because we only need to make changes in one place instead of everywhere the code is duplicated. And three, it's less likely to have bugs because there are fewer chances for mistakes when we write code once and reuse it. It's like having a neat and organized room where everything is in its place. So these are the benefits of code duplication, which kind of is summed up in the title of this video. I hope it was useful to you, and I'll see you in the next one.